Yo, what's up, family and friends? Look, good evening. How you guys doing? We are right here. It's hump day. We know what that means. We all know what that means. Hump day. Listen, we in the middle of the week. And listen, it's been a good week. I hope it's been a good week for you guys. But listen, we right here at y'all. In the kitchen. What's cooking? We got some real good stuff today. Hey, look, it's brewing. It's been brewing for a long time. I said I'll just wait for the right time, and it's been right. It's been brewing. So here.
Wow.
You said again.
That it's been brewing. I did not know this topic has been brewing. Okay.
Of course. It was just the right time, and the right scenery. I think we locked in. We got like 100. I think we got 134. I got Let me see. I got shorts. I think I got a total of 100 episodes. Hey, that's
Okay.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
that's a, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? We're not even in a year yet, so we working on more. Actually, I
Dedicated.
got, of course, listen. I got actually an interview tomorrow for some podcast guest. It's a server where I'm interviewing somebody. I'm doing a live video chat with the person, talking about what I'm looking for, the topics, and they schedule, or they put me and you on for guests at their show, or they come on our show. Depends on how they have it set up. We doing right now. We're doing it virtual, but if we decide to go out to another location and be guests on their show, it's possible. So I'm going to talk to them tomorrow. That's real interesting. I really wanted to do that. So we're gonna jump right in. Today's topic is it starts with a man. And some people don't like to hear that, but we're talking when we say it starts with a man. We're talking about relationships, but more so than relationships, we're talking from a marriage perspective. Um, and we all know that it takes a lot to be a leader, and that's the key to it. I think that's key because everybody don't have the characteristics of being a leader. Some can grow into leaders, but everybody's not made out to be a leader. Especially all men. Some men could be broken. Some men, did not have the right uh, men around them to teach them how to be, a good leader. So that's key to it. And some people don't. We live in a different time and decade and age, right? Is that some women feel like they can lead, and and some are capable of leading. But we're talking about in a marriage. We're talking about in a relationship, and we're going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody has their own views on anything, but there's a reason why God called the man to lead, and some people might understand that and not might receive it like that. But we're going to start off, and I'm going to ask Lady T. Here's a question for you: why did God give the order to Adam?
You know, before I answer this question, wait a minute. Before I answer this question, I just need you to know that you asked me the questions that make me have to be communicative. Like I'm trying to say the word, I communicate.
Hold on.
Ah, this is a tough one. Why? Why you giving me complicated ones? Um. So yeah, we're gonna. Are you listening? Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry. Go
All
ahead. Go ahead.
right. So I'm going off of the story of Adam and Eve. Okay. And you know, Adam and Eve. He was God created Adam first, right? So he's the first. I see it as that.
Okay.
The order of how the Bible says that you know he was created first. And I am speaking on the way the Bible has written it, and that is how we view it. I believe most of us will say yes to that. I don't think anybody would say, no, Adam was first made, right? So
Yeah,
that's
I'm
why
listening.
the order. And honestly, you're asking about the Bible. That's what the Bible is. The Bible's going back and saying the story of how everything was unfolded, right? Um, but when you ask that question, what is behind that question? Why are you asking about, you know, God creating or giving the order to Adam first? What is that? What makes you ask that question?
The topic is it starts
I,
with the man.
I know. So
So in with that being said, you have to look at the structure of how the marriage is supposed to be. The man.
yeah, you cut off.
That's
You
the.
cut off. Say it
Oh, you
again.
didn't hear what I said?
Cut off. You
I
kind of cut
said
off.
okay. I said the structure really starts from the man. Now, did you hear me on that?
Yes.
Okay, that's that's the that's the structure. That's the standard of of our human nature. When you talk about opposite sex, we talk about man and woman. That's the structure. And look, but here it is. Yes, I said that's the structure, but let's look at it like this. Yes, we know because look, we live in a time where people think certain the way they feel it's supposed to be, they're okay with that, right? But look. So, so did you answer the question? Why do you think God made man first?
I don't know. I mean,
You don't know. Okay, okay. I'm gonna respect that.
wait a minute. What I'm saying is, I don't know if that is true. There you go.
You don't know.
I don't
You,
know. Because you know what? I've heard other stories and I've heard other history of the way people lived back in before the Bible was written. And so I know something that makes my mind see and feel and think differently. And so I know what the Bible says, but I also know that women, and we say the Bible is Mary, she had she had Jesus without a man. So women have the ability, and there is history on that a woman can create without the man. That is something that is very interesting, and they have history on it. And so when I hear that, and then I look at the Bible, because Mary, and of course there are other religions, I'm not gonna say religions, but other writings. I say writings because everything was written, right? So writings, knowledge out there that says a lot of the coming to earth was by a woman that was a virgin. Like there's a lot of that out there. And so when you have this title, what am I supposed to think? But just laugh at it a little bit, because I can't sit up here and tell you my mind's not open to that understanding anymore. I have to continue to, you know what I know and walk in it with, just my way of communicating my little bit that I know, because I don't know a lot about it. Now, I'm not being able to tell you who is who and where they're at because I don't do presentations for it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I wanted to study those things, oh yeah, it would be great.
have,
I think I
have
would
you?
love it.
So, what's interesting what you say, and what's intriguing is that have you in your time have you heard of a woman having a child without
Of course
um
not, because
huh?
we are
But
weaker as
huh?
people.
We're
We are
weaker as people, right?
right.
Oh, but that's so you believe that Mary had Jesus without having sex, right? And now, I did hear you say there's other religions that say the same thing. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So that means it has to have some truth in it.
Okay.
Why would another religion mention the same thing that we believe in, and we trust in, right? I'm just talking about us. We say our religion is some say ours is the number one, but guess what? God is love. And so if you can find love and peace in God and Jesus, that's cool. If you can't, then that's on you. That's the individual. But why would you even entertain that thought in your religion and you don't believe the same thing what we believe in, right? Right?
Say that last part again.
I said, why would they entertain the fact of knowing that Jesus was had no father, physical father, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
the spiritual father.
Yeah.
But why would they put that in their religion or their faith? It had no truth to it.
If it had no truth.
Right.
Right. Yeah. I mean, honestly,
Because you know that.
well, I mean, it kind of like you think of it as repetition. You know what I'm saying? You're repeating the same story in different regions of this world. You know,
But
at different times.
I do know this, that the Jewish community do not receive Jesus as the Messiah. You know that, right?
Yeah. That's
okay. So that, but now, mind you, when you read the Bible and you understand it, guess what? That was already spoke about it before. They didn't receive him then. They wanted to crucify him.
That's who we are as humans, though. Like, that's
but I'm just saying, they don't believe that, but they crucified him.
Yeah.
So that there we. It's which one are they going to believe, or we're going to believe? But we know that he was crucified, right?
That's what it says. Yes. Look, but, you can. I'm trying to stay with you. I really am, because I'm looking at it like, yes, that's what it says, that he was crucified. But there are the Jews that don't believe that. There are people that don't believe. And honestly, let me say this: there are scientists that I've learned about that don't believe the Bible as literal. So that's why I'm like, I'm listening to you and I'm like, yeah, that's what people do. They have their own perception, they have their own opinion, and they think the way they think. And it's totally different from others. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I know what you're saying. But that's just another variety. It's like a branch. Think of our tree. Our branches are everywhere, because we're all going in too many different directions. That's my opinion, of course.
Hold on. Somebody said, "What I said that to?" Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next question because it says, "Why is the man supposed to be the leader?"
I don't agree. I don't agree with the wording that you're putting. I'm sorry, you know that.
Okay.
What's up here? It's supposed to be the leader. The man is the leader. That's not realistic.
That's not realistic.
No, we all know the good woman. We're gonna say good woman because I put good woman in front of it, but it's woman basically. But a good woman, she's the real backbone. She's the neck. That head is able to turn. We that structure. So a good woman. So that you take that part and she's leading you. Like it's a part of leading that men should not boast about in a way to make themselves come off as if they are, the one only, leading, and cannot accept the woman. You have to have a balance on it. And if you're doing too much of I said so because I said so, that right there, that's not gonna work.
Okay. Lady T, so do you know there are good characteristics in a good leader? Do you know any of them?
Well, I tell you, you're killing me. I gotta come off the top of my head with this.
but what I'm saying is because look, it sounds like so we're talking about leader. It starts with the man and being the leader. Watch, and I asked you, do you know the characteristics of a good leader? Because
Uh,
you can have a poor leader to a family. You can have a poor leader, and doesn't mean that he is made to lead. But here's the thing, there. So when I say it starts with the man, because guess what? He has to be in the right atmosphere to grow up to be a good leader.
okay,
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
It's so it's no guarantee that the man. That's why it starts with the man, because guess what? He sets the foundation for his family. He sets the foundation to love his wife. And watch this. And if he loves his wife the way he's supposed to, guess what? His children will love him and her accordingly.
And
I'm
it
not
goes.
saying they got to be good. If they disobedient, they will discipline them accordingly. They'll be on one accord. But here's the thing. You want to say something? Good, because I want
Yeah,
to tell you some. Good,
let me get this out. The way you
good.
sound, though, you have to always include the woman. It has to be 50-50. Like, you are coming together as one. Like, you're separate coming together. It's not setting the foundation means that the man and the woman, you cannot exclude. He's not leading. He is being side by side. That is the thing that people are confused about. Like, you are supposed to be next to each other, not sitting up here going this way and I'm behind you looking, because we've been doing that for years of generations of history. But the feminine has, been abused, and misused and neglected and rejected. So I get it. I know. But the point is that I hear you, but you also, when you say leading the man, I get that. I do. So the man has to be a certain way about his life, just like a woman has to, and the structure and the way that he presents himself to the world, he has to be a certain way. And a man has a lot of responsibility. I get that too. Y'all looked at as the ones that have to be the care, not what's the word, the provider, to provide for the household. That's how we grew up. That's
Okay.
how we have seen life, and I think that that's still there. But I think that because women are coming into their place of life in life,
What about
it's changing a little bit. That's
I?
what I think.
You mean society is
Yeah.
changing the way that women that think, right? Okay.
Yeah.
That all right. Here's some things that comes with leadership when it starts with the man, right? Good leaders, they have to be patient, communication, good communication, right? Self-awareness, empathy, courage, respect, vision, innovation, integrity, delegation, gratitude, adaptability, accountability, and influence. See, these are some things that all men don't have those characteristics in the beginning, but guess what? And so these are the good characteristics that a man that's leading his family the way he's supposed to should encounter with, should have. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. We talked about Adam earlier, right? Watch this. What does the Bible say? A man that findeth a wife finds what? A good thing.
Yeah.
Women don't find their husband. The husband is supposed to find the right woman for him. You understand me?
I
So
understand.
that's why it really starts with the man, because guess what? He has to find the right woman for him, especially if he's following the word of God. Now, if he's not, then guess what? He's doing it for his own purpose. But when you walk and find the woman that's supposed to be for you, because guess what? Everything that's for you is for you.
Hmm.
Now there are people, and guess what? And it's nothing to shun people, but the reason why sometimes, and that's why I say sometimes relationships and marriages don't work, is because they did not seek out that person solely for the right reason. They own that. Sometimes it's for their own desire, and that's the honest truth. Their own desire. And if you're looking for it for your own desire, sometimes that's why we say we make mistakes. We make a decision to choose that person for our own desire, and we don't. There's no higher being or higher place that we say, you know what? Let me fast to this. There are people who do that, and guess what? They find the right person for them. But if you're just saying I'm going to choose this woman because she looks good and that's it, how do you determine, that's the right person for you? Because guess what? You are right. You are absolutely right, Lady T. Look, you're absolutely right. Guess what? It takes two to make the marriage work. So you need the wife to be equally yoked as you are. You understand me? So you can have arguments and still understand one another and still communicate and say, you know what, babe? Because guess what? That's what patience come in at. You got to be able to have patience to deal with that individual. But guess what? If you don't have that and you didn't choose that right person for that, guess what? You're not going to have that. You're going to have chaos. Not saying that it's got to work like that, but when you look at it, that's why I said it, the man has to really look at the woman and say, okay, this is the right woman for me. But guess what? What if she? Well, let's say some women, right? We just going, and I'm gonna let you get in, and we got another guest on.
School no, I want to take that.
Let you get in. I'm gonna let you get in. But look, here's the thing. Watch this. We choose the woman, right? And I said it starts with the man. We set the standard, right? There are some men that decides to, because she's gorgeous, she got the banging body, the whole nine, right? But not once did he ask her about her faith. So now they already starting on the wrong foot. And I don't care what faith they are. They could be Muslim. You got a Christian and a Muslim. Guess what? They have different standards. And if they got different standards, guess what? Sometimes it works. But guess what? Is that the right person for them? Yes, they can. They can. Some people make it work. And I'm not saying it don't happen.
Thank you for saying that, because I need to hear that.
Lord, of course. But listen, some people make it work. But guess what? That's why it's the right person, because guess what? When you got the right two people, I always go back. I revert to food, because that's what I do. I'm a chef, right? When you got the right ingredients, whatever you decide to make, it's gonna come out right. But when you add something in that's not supposed to be in it, guess what? It might not come out the way you want it to.
Okay. All right. Can I say this, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Sometimes you need to have, trials. You got to go through it. You got to check them out and fail on it. Next one, check it out and fail on it. Next one. And that's just how it is, because that's how relationships are. You learn people, you learn things, and you learn their ways. And if you don't like it, you move on. That's life. That's how it is. So when we're talking about a marriage, though, you've already known. You already know who they are. You already vetted them out. You know who they are. You took the time. But I mean, I know what you're trying to say, but I look at it as it's more than one way. So I'm glad that you can see that part, that it's not always that way for everybody. But you're so strong on it sometimes, just be driving me crazy. All right, I'm not gonna go on.
Hey, so Scooter, we had some questions. So look, we gonna ask you. We had a few questions, but let me ask you real quick. Why did God give the order to man? We talk about Adam.
Because he created man first. Remember?
Yeah, of course. I'm saying, why do you think he gave him the order?
When he created man, you got to remember. When he created man, he made man in the image of him. And at that time, Adam was by himself. So what did he also say? He made a helper, and that would be the woman.
Right.
So if you define the word helper, it's self-explanatory.
Okay.
But I heard Tanika say that it doesn't go like that, because you have independent women, and I'm glad she said that right there, because I was just thinking about something like that the other night. about women, not trying to downplay what she said, but I was thinking about when women be hollering about, oh, I don't need no man, girl, and woo, 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 woo. Yes, you do, because you say you don't need no man. When you go to the doctor, 90% of the doctors are who? Men. So you need him to tell you what's wrong with you. Then when you go to hollering about, oh Lord, Lord, I need help with this right here. Go read the Bible. What does the Bible describe who God is? So at the end of the day, when you say you don't need a man, you actually fooling yourself.
True, always. I agree
Yep.
with that completely. But that's not
And
what it is. It's not that. Those women that say those things are in denial. I'll agree with you on that.
Okay.
That's
yeah,
all denial. That's denial. But I'm glad you mentioned it. I don't know if you heard us talking earlier. At the beginning, were you listening? No.
no, I just had came in the got out the shower and came out and cut y'all
You
on.
didn't hear. You didn't hear what I said. So what I was saying that yes, that's what the Bible says. He was. I agree with you. He was created first, and that is the order. I was saying that at the beginning, and I said that it is the story of the Bible, and I'm glad that you mentioned that. And I also mentioned that I know text from before the Bible was put together.
Mm-hmm.
The old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, knowing a little bit of how a woman can have you ever heard me say this before? A woman can have a child, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
In the Bible, Mary had Jesus without a man. Now that right there is what we say is the Holy Spirit, right?
But
But
you take it.
the
Go
point
ahead.
is that a woman can have a child without a man. And
That's
I
false. But that's false though, T.
that's not. I'm trying to tell you this.
Huh?
There is text and there is history that they are revealing to us that is true. And there are women in the world that in our past that were doing that. And that's why I said I do like history because I learn a lot. And so I can give you chef. I've given you the information. Actually, I don't know if you really listened to it and watched it, but I have given that to you. So that's your job, sir. But yes, so knowing that part, and we're looking at the Bible. The Bible has Mary having Jesus without a man. Okay.
But the context of that whole scenario is that you got to remember that when they were obeying what God told them, God said or told Abraham, y'all would bear a child. Now he didn't tell them that they would have sex and that child would be born through that way right there. But he said that y'all would bear a child. So at the end of the day, when you look at that context right there, that's just a gift from God. That don't have nothing to do with women having kids without men.
Yes, it does. It does.
Be-
Because what I made the point is Jesus was born without a male.
Okay,
Okay.
let me ask you this
So,
question.
and you believe in Jesus, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So do you believe that Mary had Jesus without a male? Yes or no? And God put the Holy Spirit in her to bring forth life. Do you
no,
believe it? Okay.
no, because this is where I was going with. God is considered what?
What?
There's the Father, there's the Son, and what else? There's the Spirit, right?
Yes.
So if there's the Father, what is a father? It's a male, right?
Okay.
So if God told you that you was gonna have a baby, but you didn't have to have now by no man on this planet, who gave you that baby? It was a
God did.
man. Thank you. It's a man. There you go.
No,
There we
no.
go.
God is not the man.
What?
No.
Huh?
You had me all confused. No, God is not the man. Okay, God is not the physical. That is the point.
But
It's
but T.
what?
Well, hold on. I want to go back to this. Listen. So you asked him, Do he believe in Jesus, right?
Yes.
Do you believe that Mary had a child without having sex?
Yes. I
You
believe
believe?
that.
Okay.
And
Now, if you believe that, right? And I'm saying to you, right? There is no recording of no fact of any woman at this time and age,
not this time
right?
and age. I said no.
Okay.
I,
So
I'll
if
say, let me take that back, because that thing I sent you that you have not looked at and you have not listened to, it said on there that there are still women in the world that can do this, but they are secluded. They don't bring people in their life. They are a very spiritual type, and they have done this and they have record of it. So yes, but we don't know about it. So let me say this. Thank God for the internet, because information is getting around so easily that I am like in a candy shop. I'm so happy. Like I can go and find out what I want to know. And I have researched, I have found so much information that is so beautiful. It has changed my view. That's all. I'm not hating on y'all men. I'm not, but I do know a little bit more. Like my mind is not going to sit up here and make y'all feel comfortable just because I know something else that you don't know. Love you though. There's nothing wrong.
come,
You believe everything. You believe everything that the internet offers.
Yeah, I believe history and scientists and doctors and researchers that go out and explore and have it in their hand, in their possession. They have the knowledge.
hey,
Yes.
hey T. All right. So people say that the Bible been tampered with, right? But they say that, right?
Yeah.
I'm asking, huh?
Yes, that's what
But T, for every listen, for factual, I'm going to say factual things that the world know, and you know how some people, the wall could be white, and they say, you know what, it's gray. They going to say it's gray. They not going to go with it, right? But listen, in the Bible, it says that a woman will bear a child in pain.
Right.
Is that correct?
Okay.
That's something that we say that someone put it in the Bible. That's God. God, whoever wrote it, right? It inspired somebody to put that in there. Is that correct? That's because they committed a sin, and now guess what? You have to bear pain in bringing a child into this world. That's right, right?
Yes.
But guess what? It's facts, because it's in there from the beginning of time, and now women have children, they bear pain. A pain that men will never endure that pain. But guess what? You know what we have to do? That's why God said we will work extra hard. We will tear our fingers up. That's not what it says. Word for word, but guess what? That's why we got to work hard. We got to do what we got to do for our family. We got to provide. We got to do all those things, all the necessary things, so we can provide for our families. That's why we got to work so extra hard.
Okay.
Now, and this don't have nothing to do about black and white, because white men got to work hard to provide for his wives as well. So it don't make a difference of what we talk about when we talk about race. They got to work same thing. They got to do the same pain and same suffering that we got to go.
Let me blow your mind.
Come on, blow my mind. But is that factual though? Is that factual? Is that factual?
I make sure I keep that thought, and it's fading out of my brain.
No, is what I just said is factual.
It's gonna come back. I hate this when you be talking so long. I'm trying to get in to say what I gotta say. Okay, it's gonna come back.
But is that factual?
No, I don't even know what you talking about. Tell me again. Go ahead. I'm listening. The part that's factual, what? Because I was really gonna say something. I lost it. Now I'm upset.
In women,
I know what you're saying.
In bearing a child,
yes, bearing a child. I get that. I do. I understand it. Yes, that's what it says. But there are things in the Bible also that have been manipulated. There's been things that have been twisted, and words have not been, translated the right meaning in the right way. And that part of it is real too. So you can't. I love the fact that we take a Bible and say this is it. This is nothing else, and we are so literal. We are very, very literal, and we grew up with imagination. And when we grew up as back in the day ancestors, okay, I'm saying ancestors, what our DNA shows, we grew up illustrating with our hands very little words, and so we've gotten so educated that we take everything so literal. Sometimes, just sometimes, it's not supposed to be literal. You know, there are things. That's all I'm saying. I get what you're saying about the, childbirth and its facts and things like that. But I want you to just put that other part into it. That there's always going to be another side that's not as pretty in, white and black. It's a gray way. It's shady. It's kind of fuzzy. It's kind of like you know it, you heard it, but it don't make sense. And why would that happen? And you start asking questions and things like that. But that's how the Bible was created, for you to do that. And there it is, came back. So there is a people out there that say that the Bible is a form of slavery. And I was interested in that because it is a beautiful, in my mind, it's a beautiful interpretation of bondage. We get into the Bible so much that we forget really how to love. We are so caught up in how you're supposed to be. Yes, Brandon, looking at your name. You are supposed to be learning how to be in the world, not of the world, yes. But when we take things so literally that we are judging everybody and getting caught up in, no, you wrong, in that, divisiveness, and, there's something that we cannot connect really because we're stuck in that Bible that we love. We need to sometimes, I understand everybody wants to be able to talk the word of God and speak it and tell you all about the word and tell you what Isaiah said in the Bible and in the Old Testament and what Saul said and Paul said, all that. You want to be able to talk. I get that. Bless your heart. Love it. But we are now needing to talk a little bit differently to get through. That it's not the same. These days are changed. We are dealing with different type of people, different type of children coming up. They were raised differently than us, and they're being raised differently now. We need to see that truth right there. We need to talk differently. We need to come out of what we see in the Bible literally all the time and speak that literal language, that we speak a language that is heard and really understood so we can start opening up our heart.
You want to say something? Brandon, you want to say something? What you want to?
I'm just I'm intrigued of what she said, that it was the Bible was considered in slavery.
I know.
I mean, to me, I don't think it was slavery. I think that God just used multiple people to do his will. And you see the people today, if you look in the Bible, I mean, if you read the Bible, they have the same people then and they're now. And majority of the people is like, what's that? Hey man, what's the name of that? When he destroyed the city, and he told Job not to look back.
You talking about Gomorrah, Solomon, Gomorrah?
Yeah, and you look at TV now. You look at TV now. They promoting it like it. That's the thing. That's the thing of the century.
And look, guess what? That's the crazy thing. See, people don't want to see that for what it really is. And guess what? That Bible that everybody talk about, what went on back then is going on right now, because the Bible is a guide. It's a tool that you're supposed to use to be guided to do the things that God wants you to do. But people choose not to do that because they have free will. They say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna do it my way. And guess what? You can do it your way. And guess what? It's not going to come out the way it's supposed to be. It's going to come out. It's going
but that right there is where you are saying there's only one way that people don't hear. Wait a minute, hear me out. Hear this out, because the Bible wasn't created for that reason.
A guy?
Not to be looked at as the only one way. I don't believe the Bible was ever created for that reason, is what I just said. We are taking it to that reason. We are making it that. We as people do that. But I don't think that it was created. It could have been. And you know what? If it's supposed to be that way, so everybody else that never heard about Jesus is condemned, and they're going where? Not to heaven, because they didn't hear about Jesus. Jesus is an anointed one. He is Christ. If you know who he is, not as the person, okay? We're talking on a spiritual level. Religion takes it to another level where you are being too extra with it because you're excluding. So that's my point. So when you talk like this, you have to understand there are many ways to get to one. Just one God. I get that, but there are many, many ways, and you have to respect that part. Because
many ways to get to God.
Yes, because there's so much in this world. So many people. Wait a minute. Listen. Just let me say this. There are so many people that don't know Jesus, that were created in love by God. They have God's spirit. Do you think that God does not love them because they didn't hear about Jesus?
No, he loves everyone.
Okay.
But but it's in the word of God. Everybody, listen, everybody on this earth, before they die, possibly, there are certain, they will know who Jesus is. They will know who he is.
Spirit of God. I get that. It's the Spirit of God. We call him in many names. We call him in many names. And you are speaking in terms of spirituality, okay? Not religion. You're speaking in spirituality. And I get what you're saying, but you also have to say it in a way. It's not just Jesus. It's also the language of another person that says a different way. Yahweh. They could say God, but the point is, it still gets to the one. Jesus is who we are as anointed ones. You are the Son. Jesus came here to be the Son of God, and the Son of Man is who we are. The Son of God and Son of Man. Oh, I remember my Bible, okay? I do. But the point is that is who we are to be. And so God is only God, the Father, okay? God is a Father. We are as sons of God, as Jesus was. So we are that. And so we have to know our order and get to the order of what God created us for and who we were. The essence of God lives in each and every person that's walking on this earth, even the creatures. The essence of God. That is God in every single living thing. There's nothing without God. There's nothing. So why are we so caught up on why we think that somebody else is not going to go back to God, his creator, who he created him, and he says, I'm going to bring you back home too. Go have your fun, come back home. That's the prodigal son. Yeah.
Go home. Wait a minute. Go out there, have your fun,
and come back home. Yes, because the prodigal son. Where was that? I wish somebody was in the Bible right now.
What you mean?
There was the story in the Bible that the son,
the prodigal son. I know what you're talking about. What you mean?
And he came back home and they celebrated. And the father was so happy. He didn't have no issues with what he did. He didn't care. He celebrated. And his brother was mad about it. Like, that's what we do.
But all right, T.
God is that way.
But do you understand? See, when you pick out a story like that, you have to understand the message. I do. What you understand? Because he told him to come back home.
Yes, he. I don't know if he's told the prodigal son to come back home, but the point is that when we are created, listen. We were created by God to be here. So what do you do with your time here? Do you sow good seed, or do you bury it and don't want it to come out?
Okay, hold on. Let me go back.
Know what you want to do in this life, because you're going to be able to go back home to God one day. If you think that you're going to hell, then yeah, you're going to have some misery, because that's what your brain wants to think. And that is what we do. We put a lot of hell up in everybody.
But since you mentioned the prodigal son, he told his father to give him his stuff.
Yeah.
Give me everything, all of it. He gave it to him. He went out there, lost everything,
lost it all,
right?
Yeah,
and became just this bomb. Oh, guess what? He realized in his mess. Listen.
Exactly.
In his mess, he realized that he made a mistake, and he came home.
That's right.
And said, "Lord, forgive me." That's the thing. No, he asked for forgiveness. See, that's the key to that story. So, of course, he said, "Come home."
Oh, so
because he realized that I went out and took what I was owed when it really wasn't, and he had greater. He would have greater, but he said, "You know what? I don't want this. I don't want this. Give me mine, my share, my portion, and I will leave." He left, and guess what? Look what happened to him. He said, "No, look, I could go home to my father, and he has everything." That's the message right there. You got to look at that. God says, "Listen, I will let you go out there, do whatever you want, but guess what? You will come back with Lord, forgive me. I didn't know this. You really knew it, but he just have a forgiving heart." But see, that's what, and because sometimes people don't get that opportunity. So that's the message there, is that God has a forgiving heart. But guess what? Some people don't make it that back there and say, "Lord, forgive me," because they think they can just say, "You know what? I'm gonna go out there and do what I want to do, and God will forgive me." No, it don't work like that, because everybody don't make it back there to say, "Lord, forgive me." They drop dead, and guess what? They don't get that time to repent. And then that's the heart. The heart of a man is the key to loving God. Your desires. You can't don't anybody think that they can do what they want to do and don't have no consequence.
Let me ask. So you believe in hell? Do you believe in hell?
Okay. Of course it is. It's got to listen. Anybody that do not believe in hell.
Wait, what is hell? Is hell the fiery burning in flames and everybody? Is that what you like? Because I look at television, right? And so I've kind of seen them type of things, scenes. But tell me, what is hell? Because hell for me is different. I think that's an imaginary thing.
You think it's imaginary? Have you read Revelation?
Yeah,
so what is Revelation talking about then, T?
That's the part where I said everybody in the world seems, not everybody in the world, but a lot of people take the literal, and it's not meant to. It's Jesus spoke in parables. Do you think that the revelation, especially, there is something profound in that people are studying on it, but it's not literal all the time. It's most of the time in the revelation, it's not even really literal. There's some meaning behind it when you know what the message means, because you have to go back to history and find the clues. That's what you do. I get what you're saying though, but no, that if you believe in that's that fear thing. There is something. There is, I said fear. What? What?
Huh?
I said fear. Yes, I said fear. I mean, that is a fear thing. That is where it comes from.
So let me ask you something. So in other words, since you said it like that, right? So you don't believe in hell. That's just something. I just said, forget about the description of hell. You don't believe in hell. That's it. That's what I want to.
Hell is what your mind makes of it. Wait, let me.
Yes or no? Like you asked earlier, yes or no?
I don't believe it for me. Okay, for me, look at me. Listen to me. I am a woman that will live on this earth, and if I want to be in misery, that is my hell. But I know my heart is giving and loving and kind. My truth is real. And what I'm saying, I don't sit up here and, think about it too quickly. I say what comes out of my brain. I know who I am. And God made me this way, and I am walking in that. Fear no evil, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I will fear no evil, honey.
Okay,
I have that. I
what
like
do
that.
evil have to do with hell?
But it's something about feeling that adrenaline. It's like, when I get a little nervous, I get a little jittery, I get a little bit of anxious, I get a little something. And when I have to get like that, I have to enjoy it, because I breathe through my stuff and I just be like, God, you are with me and you are holding my hand. There's some truth up in there. The Bible is real. I will say that all day long, and I will talk on that. Okay. That is real for me.
Okay.
But I'm not going to sit up here and put that fear up in my heart. I'm not going to let no bondage. I'm going to come out crawling, digging my way out, because I do not want to be limited. I do not want to be feared in a way where I cannot live and have fun. I want to love. I want to enjoy. Y'all done got me started. See, I hate these type of topics.
But
That's a good thing. That's a good thing though, because you got to understand too. Like, I heard you a couple of weeks ago say that you feel that God put you here to ruffle some feathers.
Mm.
And one thing that I do know, God is not a God of confusion or drama. But you cleared it up though when you said you had a talk with a coworker, and it was good that y'all talked over the phone, because had she been in front of you, it would have been a totally different ball game.
Yeah.
But that goes to show you that God has changed something in you, and it's not ruffling nobody's feathers. It's who you are, because your character is basically who you are, and that defines and shows that, if somebody pushed a button and you let it be known that, hey, if you was in front of me, it'd be a different ball game. But, that's just like me. Every time I go to the gym and I get in there to box, the first thing I do is, I don't intend to get in there and hurt nobody. But when I get in there, hey, it just happened. And I go to the man and say, man, I ain't meaning to hit you right there and knock you down, or sometimes wait till they wake up and say, man, I ain't mean to knock you out, bro. But at the end of the day, you got to realize this planet is only ran by, or I mean, if you look at what's going on right now, like you was talking about raising kids, we live in, I look at it like this, we living in hell now. Because if you look at it every day, it gets hotter, hotter, hotter. Then you look at the weather. The weatherman might tell you, oh, it's going to be 98 degrees. 30 minutes after he get off the mic, it's raining hard in the mud. Then you start hearing hurricanes, tornadoes everywhere, but you rarely hear a lot of people getting killed. But then you start hearing about people getting killed, then you start feeling some type of way. But at the end of the day, when you read the Bible, all this got to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's just like, what is it? You quoted a quote out the Bible about the Lord is my shepherd. And have you ever read Psalms 91?
Yes.
And where it tell you that in Psalms 91, where he says that if you acknowledge who he is, nothing will happen to you, but you will see a lot of people fall at your right, at your wayside, right? And what are we seeing today? A lot of people falling. You know what I mean? And like you said, hell is what you feel that it is, But at the end of the day, we all know the truth. It ain't no. I don't look at it as a fiery place or something like that right there, but I look at it as a distant place that we really, really, really don't want to go.
Right.
So, hey, Scooter, you said it's not a fiery place, and
Nah.
Okay, here. So let me ask you a question. So, the consequence of sin is what?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And when your body, your spirit, where your soul has to go somewhere. Where your soul going? in judgment, huh?
Get the water.
It's gonna go. It's gonna go where God sent it.
So where's it gonna send it to?
I mean, we all say hell is a fiery burning place, but where does it say that right there? Where does it show that?
You obviously you haven't read
Yeah, I've read the Bible.
Revelation. No, I said Revelations.
I read it.
Lifetime of torture.
Yeah, but that's not that. Okay, listen, lifetime of torture, right? That's like being with a nagging wife. That's a lifetime of torture.
No, stop.
When you
stop, hey, I gotta stop you there. That don't put that in nothing. That don't have nothing to do with no torture. You listen, that's just a nagging wife or a nagging girlfriend. That ain't no torture. That's some old. She just a nagger. That's it. No, it ain't no torture because you can get out of that.
Torture.
Look. You can get out of that, but when you go into hell, you ain't getting out of there. That's lifetime. You can get out of that, so they ain't lifetime. Don't do that. Don't do that. I can't let you do that. They ain't lifetime.
That was funny to me. Look. Yeah. Okay, you can now when I hear that, when you were talking about that part, I think a generational curse of generational, fire and going through different difficulties. That's what I think of when I hear you say that. Like, because until you come to know who God is, like, you will go through, like, think about like families. We call them generational curses. And that what we go through, if we don't learn from our lesson in life, you will go through the fiery hell over and over, kind of. That's what I heard.
That's what you heard. Someone said, "Do I know anybody that been to hell?" Of course not. I don't know anybody that been to heaven. You understand? But guess what? See, you really gotta be spiritually connected to understand that. Till you there? You got, like I said, you got to be, 100, connected to understand that, the spiritual realm and, the natural realm. It's different. It's different. Some people see, when you look at things from a natural mind versus a spiritual, you're not going to understand that. You ain't going to understand it. It's going to be totally different. So you're not going to understand spiritual with a natural mind, with a carnal mind. You're not going to understand that. It's going to be different. Some people are not going to understand it. Some people are not going to get it. And you're not going to understand it. So that's the big part about it. So, that's how it is. And when you really look at, those situations like that, people don't understand that. That's why it's so hard for people to understand the Bible. That's what's so hard, for people to understand, because they're looking from a natural mind, not a spiritual aspect. You can't mix the two, because spiritual and natural are different. Some people got to see the things to understand it, and some people understand the spiritual world, and that's the difference between the two. We look at it from a natural perspective and think that hell is this and that. No, guess what? Once you understand the spiritual, you'll get it. You'll understand it. You'll see how things are different. Huh? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you'll understand things will be different.
What will be different?
No, because somebody asked me a question from the thing. They said, hold on. They said, so how can you say it's fire in hell? It's like a torture. They use fire in hell. It's like torture.
Yeah,
No, but it's like
Revelation is very difficult. They studied that one, so it's that's something that I don't even like talking about because it's really deep. It's a deep book, and I mean I enjoy researching it, but I'm not there. Like I don't have no desire for it. I gotta
uh,
I gotta want to do that type of
here,
thing.
here, here-
Somebody
here's
could.
here's
They
the
out
thing,
there.
T. No, no, but look, this look and see. That's why I was saying earlier about natural and spiritual. Here's the thing, right? You got to understand the two, because when you look at things, when you read the Bible and you're looking at it from a natural eye, right? You're not going to understand the spiritual part of it because you're not reading it with a spiritual mind. You understand me? And that's something that people can't understand. Now, I'll give you, and the reason why I'm saying that is this. Watch this. In this time and age, people that we talk about Jesus, right? Is Jesus white or black? Guess what? When people ask me that, that's look, watch this. For me, it's irrelevant to say what he was, right? Right? You know why it's irrelevant? Because that's not the
Mm.
message. That's not the message that he died for. You understand me? So when
But
people, whether they
that's
white, black, it doesn't make a difference. That's not the message. He is the redeemer.
but right there is
The redeemer. That's what he is for our sins. So we have an opportunity to repent and understand that. See, some people don't get that, don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, no, no, don't. And I don't get into this whole ethics of black and white. I don't get into that because guess what? When you begin to get into things like that, guess what? Now you putting your own perception, you putting your own feelings and your own how you look at life and how you doing things. That's what I said. Spiritual is spiritual, natural is natural. You and because your heart is open and to open to see and really understand things. You can really understand people and they spiritual because that spirits connect with one another. You understand me? Spirits connect. You got negative spirits, you got positive spirits, you got uplifting people. So that's the connection. You all right over there, T?
Yeah, I want to say something.
Yeah.
But that was a
Go
good
ahead.
example what you said about the black and white, about Jesus being black and white. That is a good example of what I said earlier about, the message is not being heard. People are distracted with literal parts of, what it could be, what they think it was. It's like they're not getting the message. You said the mess being missed. We are becoming literal, that we are getting lost in not finding the message of what the message is supposed to be said. So I get what you're saying. That was a good example. Like when people ask the questions, like it's like once you know how to really interpret the Bible and know what the meaning is, there you have to also take into account that these writings from men at different times in their life. They were men that had their own behavior, and they were not perfect, because trust and believe they were men. They were writing on what they had their agenda to be, or what they wanted to see in the world, or what they believed is what was God, or what was Jesus's, I'm talking about New Testament, what was Jesus's message. They're going off of their own, perspective. And when we take, a lot of what is being said, you're learning the story. You're learning a story, but you can also have it as a standard of way of, putting your way of life, but not always, because we are living in different times, and we also have to know how to communicate and deal with people on a regular basis now, right now. Who the people we deal with in this world right now: transgenders, gay people. We have completely type different people in the world, and to talk to those people, you need to have a language that is able to communicate in a way that makes people understand God and love. We're learning how to talk differently now. That's our
But
new
you,
world. I've been saying this for a little bit. We are
but it
living in a
comes.
new world, y'all.
We live in a new world. But listen, the world we live in now, they don't. Some people that they don't understand that their action comes with a consequence. Don't think you just can live the way you want to, and that it does not have a consequence. It has a consequence coming. It comes with it. It got you can't live.
No,
There's a
there are
standard as a human being. It's a standard, and guess what? If you don't be you, whether you want to say, huh?
how I would say it, consequence. I have a thunderstorm going on, so, but the consequences, I would say that there's a cost to everything. When you always say there's a consequence to, such and such and such, your behavior or what you do, I say this. I say there's a cost to everything. You willing to pay the cost because your action has a reaction. So you have a cost to everything. There's
And
nothing that has no cost.
exactly. So, and guess what? And that Bible we read tells us about it. Period.
Yeah,
Period.
I get
Period.
it.
Hey, look, sin is sin.
But you also have to remember, though, that was writings for the people at the time.
Not,
You
but
know,
it's right for what time? See,
that
it's
time I said,
this.
but
No, this
wait a
time we
minute.
live in
When I
too.
say that time, I'm talking about the literal things that happened. Okay, the literal things, not the message. I'm not talking about the message. The
We talking.
message will always be a good message. It is a good message when you know the message as being good. Now, if you interpret it as a message that is like a fear based, of course, yeah, you're going to have fear based. But remember, pay attention. Is it fear are we putting out there, or is it love we're putting out there? Because love and fear are not the same. They're not on the same level. They're not the same. That's not God. God, if we have a God that it makes us fearful, I have a problem with that. I really do. And I've been saying this for a long time. I've been saying this for too daggone long. Like, I don't want to fear my God in that way. Reverence is like something that I've heard people say, it's a reverence. Okay, reverence. We're always gonna have an awe. I love my God. I love God. God is my love. Like, yeah, I get that. It is a respect. It is a love that we can, know God is everything, right? I get that.
So see, so you said you don't want to fear your God. It's not about fear. See, I'm gonna be real with you. It's about the renewing of your heart, the renewing of your heart, and the renewing of your heart. It allows you to think differently, act differently, speak differently, treat people differently. You understand me? And then you learn how to hold yourself accountable of your actions. So you think more clearly. You understand me?
Yeah.
So it's the renewing of your heart, and that's it's not about fear, because once you begin to renew your heart, guess what? You are conscious enough to say, I can't be doing that because you know it puts me in a bad place. It puts me in a bad situation. You know, and that's how it is. It's the renewing of your heart, because guess what? I don't wake up every morning, you know, saying to myself, "Oh, I gotta be good. I gotta be good. I gotta be good." Because sometimes I wake up in a bad mood, and then I might be irritable. I'm I'm like caffeine is my thing. Is my weakness, right? If I don't have it, I'm down. I'm like I don't have that that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have that type of that zeal. I'm like yeah, good morning. So they like, "D, you okay?" Oh, I know what they say. Oh, I know why you act like that. You ain't have your caffeine. So you understand me? So,
Yeah.
but that's the whole key to it. You know what I'm saying? For me, is that I don't have that. So that's the key. And I wanted you to hear this too. School. I said the thing about you know this walk with God is the renewal of your heart. the renewal of your heart, it allows you to understand the word, get more in tune with the word and the spirit part of it, not the natural part. Because when you look at things from the natural eye, you're not going to understand the spiritual part of it. You're not going to understand the message. You're not going to understand the word because you're trying to figure it out from the natural part of your mind and not the spiritual. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's key. That's how you grow as a human being. That's how you grow as a person. You know, and if you're going to be indulgent in the word, and you'll learn. Because guess what? I don't argue with the word. I don't do that. I try to enlighten people. I try to encourage them. And guess what? Now it's your decision to do what the due diligence, study it. That's why it's in there. It says study ourselves to be approved, right? Because guess what? That's the same thing. You know, if you don't study in anything that you do, you're not knowledgeable. You don't know. And just to show you something, like seriously, here it is. We sit here on the podcast and we're talking, right? There's a connection with us. Because I can tell you right now, if it was no connection, guess what? We wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be on this thing, not together. Because guess what? I'm encouraging. You guys are encouraging and being encouraged, you know, and want people to understand, like, no, it's a better way in life. You know, you don't have to be miserable. You don't have to live in sorrow. You know.
Hey, hold on. I want to show y'all something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Glad you see it there right there. Check this out. Can y'all see that right there?
Relax. God is in control.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you know, when I come into the house, man, you know what I'm saying? I look at that every time, man. And when I look at that, man, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is or whatever have been bothering me throughout the day, man, say it's a wrap. It's game over.
God's in control.
Yeah,
But
because I can't
but
control it. You know what I mean?
and it's cool to encourage you. It's not, look, that's something that encourages you, right? But
Mm-hmm.
and your focal point is, you know, every day when you wake up, you know, say I'm listen, like I always tell my people, I'm very transparent. Look, the one thing that I and I'm being honest with y'all, that I lack right now, and I told my wife, is that you have prayer is more important right now in this time we live in. Prayer. Because you know what? That's the provision that we need, that we don't understand, that we don't see. If we're not praying, I promise you, listen, we wake up in the morning, thank you, Lord, for waking me up this morning. Yeah, and that's it. But not prayer is important.
Yeah.
Seriously. I'm dead. I'm telling you, I don't know either one of y'all, but prayer is important because it's our covering on a daily basis, but not only in our covering, but there are situations that come against us that we need to pray about, so we don't react on emotions, because we human, and that's where our human part of us come into play. Because of our emotions, we react on emotions. That's man and woman. Somebody, you know, you walk in. Look, we on the school. We on the train. I'm minding my own business. You mind your own business. You on the train. Somebody come and slap you in the head. Not hard. It just go like this. If you ain't mentally centered, right, how you gonna react? You might be like, yo, hold up, pow. And now, guess what? Now you in a situation. Possibly you get arrested. Possibly you get maced. It's the world we live in. And
I mean, you know,
that's what I mean by prayed up. Because guess what? There are situations that are getting ready to occur, and see God to change that and make you do something. Listen, that's why I said prayed up. Make you do something that's coming your way, and you be like, turn away, and then next thing you know, they go to somebody else. It deflects from you, and don't think that's not real. That's real. I'm a living testimony of that. You know what I'm saying? Of me, you know, deciding I'm gonna go this way, right? And I don't go that way. It's a major car accident. So God, you know, I say, you know what, take this way. I take this way. It's a major car accident. And that's just me. Every time I get in the car, I pray. Going to work, coming from work. You know what I'm saying? But I, praying at night. That's my weak point right there. Is just praying at night. Sometimes I get in bed and I don't even pray. But pray going to work, coming home, but not praying before I go to sleep. Not, and I'll be honest with y'all. And sometimes I don't even pray with my wife. I supposedly pray with my wife. See, that's what the leadership. That's leadership. And I'm being honest with you. That's why I said it starts with the man, because guess what? If I don't do that, she don't do that, we don't do it together. We got to do it together. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why we talk about the topic is it starts with man, because I'm being open and honest with you guys, because that's where it starts. Because guess what? I set the foundation, and I'm not being a male chauvinist. I set the foundation because guess what? I have a loving wife, a supporting wife. But guess what? She requires something of me. And I have to be the leader that she requires of me. And those are the things that I need to do. Pray with my wife. And I'm getting ready to get off because guess what? I got to spend time with her. I got a special gift with her. I'm going to share with y'all. She can't hear me, y'all. Look, I'm about to, and now look, I'm like I said, I'm very transparent because I want people to understand that I'm a real person, a real human being, that I'm honest, open with people because I want people to grow as a man, a woman, whatever, grow. And look, I'm getting ready to go. I got these things, massager, get this. I got all this cream and stuff.
Nah, man, we don't want to hear all that, man.
Hey, no, but it's not. I ain't getting all explicit or not like that. I'm just saying, just a regular husband and wife time, and just spending time with her. I ain't going
I don't want to see you. I
No.
don't want to see you. I don't want to cut the news on and see you on the Statue of Liberty with a bullwhip and a cape on.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Man. But look, I can do all that. But no, I love this is what I love that I'm able to do this. And I'm growing. I'm becoming to be a better person, a better man, better father, better friend, brother. And it's just growing on me. And like I said, with you guys, I appreciate you guys coming out here, always coming to support. Just you guys being here is big. It's a big support. You know what I'm saying? Some people, could be jealous, but it's okay because I know that comes with the territory. But I want you guys to also be encouraged. I want you to encourage other people because people need it. You talk about how the world we live in and we need to show more love. Guess what? It starts with us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then look, and like Scooter, you encouraged me. You said, yo, believe it or not, people watching. It might not seem like a people watching, but people are watching. You know what I'm saying? They're going through, they listening because, and I like I said, I always say this because guess what? It's not about, for me, it's not. God know my heart. It ain't about fame. I don't really care about fame. What I care about is allowing people to grow and learn. You know what I'm saying? The truth. And that's key, the truth of what it really means. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? I have a loving heart, and that's why I hug people. And no matter what, and some people they don't like to be hugged. But guess what? I said, well, listen, you're gonna be dealing with me. I tell you, you're gonna get hugs. I'm gonna squeeze you. You know what I'm saying? No, because guess what? I want them to know. No, T, I do. You know what? Spiritually, there are people that I can't hug because I know they're not trying to. You feel me? But guess what? Once they get to know me and they really if you love me, they're gonna say, "No, this dude, man. Oh my goodness!" I told that guy on my job, he'd be cringing. He'd be like, "God, tell what T." Because guess what? Like I said, I'm genuine. I'm gonna show you real love. I'm not fake. I'm not a fake person. And guess what? I can discern who's fake and who's real. Some people can't do that because you could tell fake with you could take fakeness. You could tell them. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be genuinely real, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that atmosphere. I like that feeling. And if you know anything about love, true love, you know how it feels. It feels good to be loved on.
Yep.
And not thinking with the negative mind, not saying that, I can't. Who tell you I can't hug no man? I can hug a man because guess what? I know me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to know that other person because I'm going to study them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what some Christians don't even do that because they don't understand, like you said, the real genuine love. They don't think that you could do it. It's not possible. It's possible. You just gotta know. You gotta dig deep. You know what I'm saying? You gotta dig deep. And look, this guy that's on here with us, right? T. Look, I've been friends with him. He live in Texas, right?
Yeah, Dallas.
He live in Dallas. Guess what? Since 2000, I want to say 2016, maybe 2015. That's how long we've been rocking. And look, from that day, right, till now, we've been rocking. But check this out. And we play the game together, right? Let me be honest. We play the game, right? And the key thing was sometimes we talked about God on the game. We had to close the party because we really wanted to talk about God. That's how we connected.
Yeah.
Talking about God on a game, because that's the spirit that I want to carry. And guess what? He do too. And it was touching. So we lost a couple of people that was in a party because they were going through something. And we worry about them. You know what I'm saying? And and I'm being serious. We lost a couple of guys that we used to be friends on the game. And look, so don't think I just do it here. I do it all over, like on the game, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I know you know. And so it's and that's and that's the thing, man. And when they see me, they say, "Oh, that's Chef Dennis." And that's all I want them to be happy. You know what I'm saying? It's not about nothing else. I want them to know who Christ is, and not only know who Christ is, learn to love him, and just be open to learn different things. You know what I'm saying? And don't just say that's the way it's supposed to be, but learning different ways, because I have learned different religions, different genres, different how can I say it? Domination. I said domination.
Denominations.
Denominations. I can't even get it out.
Sorry.
Look, I done been to so many, black, white, it don't make a difference. And guess what? I know the one that's for me in my spiritual world. You know what I'm saying? It connects me. It resonates with me. You know what I'm saying? There's no fakeness in it. I don't need nobody to tell me that I'm connected with God. I can feel it. The connection. That's why I'm like the three of us here. I'm connected with y'all, even though we on a headset. I'm connected with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel when I'm in the right place or right realm with God, with Jesus. I'm in the right realm, and that you got to know that the people that you're around. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, T, is there anything you also want to address or talk about?
No, I did it. I made it work. I came back on. My lights went out and everything. I got on my phone. I did it, y'all.
I know. So look, listen.
It was
great.
fun. It was a good conversation. We did
definitely.
good with this one. I thought it was going to be worse, actually.
I mean, because guess we got to be. Listen, I understand T. I truly understand you, because guess what? You're speaking from a woman's perspective. I'm speaking from a man's perspective. But more so that yes, and see, before I wasn't like this. I had to grow into this. Look, I understand that there can be women leaders, but we're talking about in a relationship, in a marriage. The wife really, the right woman. See, look, the right woman and a right man. Watch. She wants her husband to lead, but guess what? The right husband, wants to be sympathetic, wants to be patient with his wife, because she may not be where he's at, and they grow together. And the key thing is that understanding one another. So when you have that, guess what? You don't have a man saying you're going to do what I tell you to do. Because see, the right man, I'd never tell my wife you're going to do what I tell you to do. Never. I use the word never. And see, because guess what? I don't need, and no man should tell his wife you're going to do what I tell you to. See, you must come into agreement and make a decision together. See, that's the difference. That's why I say it starts with men, because the right man is going to know how to talk to his wife so they could come to an understanding, so they can grow together. Not he's going to say, listen, you right, T? That's the old way of thinking. That was my old way. I'm the man, I'm the head. People say, I'm the head, not the tail. No. Stop. If you're going to be a leader, guess what? before you become a leader, you got to learn how to follow. That's why you have to have certain people around you as you grow into that man that to be the leader of your household. I have a son now. I didn't have a son before. Guess what? Guess what? My ways of thinking, I had to change the way I thought. Because guess what? I want him to be a good man. And being a good man, he see how I talk to his mother, how I treat his mother. So he'll learn how to treat a woman when he decides to be with a woman. You understand me? How he's supposed to pray with his woman. And that's part of being a leader. You know what I'm saying? And my wife will come to me and say, "Man, what you think? Let's pray about it. If not, what do you decide?" I give her opportunity to make a decision too. Not I always have to make a decision because I understand. That's why God said, "Help, mate." I'm for real. Seriously. That's the purpose of it. Because he realized that Adam needs somebody to make a generation, make a life for somebody. So I'll give you her. And guess what? That's the same thing what the woman is supposed to do. Compliment one another.
Okay, Chef. You good. You good. All right, Chef. You gotta go now.
Oh, you trying to kick me out. You trying to kick me out.
you gotta go now.
Word up. You got it. I keep it going, man. Yo, it's cool, man. You gotta come through, man. You know, so I could bust you up on the game, man. Last time we played, man, you ain't coming in, man. What's up, man?
I be busy, man. If I ain't in the ring,
That's
man, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing, you know, but at the same time, man, I be watching y'all, you know, and I wanted to tell y'all I've been practicing on this all week. Tell y'all, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all, man, you know, and you just don't know how much I appreciate y'all as far as, you know, with the conversations and the topics that y'all have, you know, and regardless of however it may sound or however it may go, you know, man, it be a lot of people that I be around, man, and I always let them know, say, man, listen, man, if you need some inspiration or some kind of counseling, man, in some area of your life, man, why don't you tune in to my man, and then I show him, and I said, just check him out, man, and listen to him, and, you know, and I call Tanika, you know, they be like, man, who is that right there, man, because, boy, she be going in, I say, well, you know, man, you know, I ain't never just really just told her, you know, but I be like, man, say, man, that's Tanika Jenkins right there, man. And they be like, Tanika Jenkins, yeah, man, she gonna give you the business, man. And they be like, bro, we don't want no parts of. I'll watch it, but I don't want to go in there because I don't want her to get on me like she going back and forth with him. And I be like, hey, man, it's like this, bro. You know, real recognize real, and they're not gonna tell you what you want to hear. They're gonna tell you what you need to hear. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, when we sit on here and we talk about God and we ask each other questions, you know, that's earn, sharpen, and earn. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, it's all love. And then just like she said, the world needs love in it. But, you know, hey, like I said, this planet going into a whole totally different direction, you know. And, you know, you very seldomly find people or children of God that love each other, you know what I mean? And, you know, just like I was gonna let y'all know, you know, man, like I said, I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all, you know, and hey, it be inspiring me just to see y'all laughing and playing and talking, and then especially, I think that was the other day I was on here and y'all was talking and you said y'all was going to go kick it, and Tanika was like,
"Oh yeah,
like,
yo." That was this weekend, yo. We she came because she lives in Maryland and I live in Jersey. So they came up and we had a good time, man. We really had a real good time. Seriously, man. That's part of, you know, showing true love and just growing on people, man. Just growing, you know. And we got some listen, like and I'm gonna have to get off out of here. But look, we got something coming up, right? And when it come up, guess what? I'm gonna have to go live there. I'm gonna have to bring my equipment and everything.
In Delaware, where you say y'all was having family reunion?
Yeah, I'm bringing my equipment in. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go. I'm gonna go live.
Be listening, man. That's why I told you I'd be listening. You know.
I know that's right. Yeah, man. Man, listen, man. But I'm gonna get out of here and listen. Check this out, though. Hey, Scoop, I'm gonna tell you this right now. We coming to Texas.
Come on. When you come,
No,
let me
no,
know.
For a game, football game.
I gotta tell you that,
Nah.
bro. I told BG already. Look, we coming to the Dallas and Ravens game.
Ooh.
Okay, let me know. I'll be
Yeah, I
when
got your number. So yeah,
and then
I'm
I'll
gonna
come
try
right on out.
to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna try to link up with you while we out there, because we definitely gonna be there. So I just want to let you know that, bro.
All right. And
All right.
Tanika, just want to let you know, stop drinking that Ciroc on the
That's you.
Ah,
That is
hey
water.
yo, I'm out of here, y'all. That's weekend. That's the weekend.
Bye,
Y'all have a good weekend. I'll talk to y'all later, man. We out of here.
All right.
All right.